What's going on, all you DC Movie Maniacs out there? Phat Samurai Guy is here with Lady Phatblood, and we just got out of the theater. It is, as you can see, it is late night date night, kind of. We just got out of the theater of seeing Joker, one of the most highly anticipated films of the year. A lot of bullshit controversy came out around it. We're not going to talk about that fucking bullshit. But we're just going to talk about what the movie is, which is a film. It's a movie. It's fantasy.
Why do we keep
based
doing
off
this?
a comic book
y'all,
character.
Why do we keep doing this in movies?
Yeah, so we're not going to talk about anything else.
Why do we keep making movies more than what they are?
Yeah, well, we're not even going to go into it. We're not going to give these assholes excuses to. We are here to talk about movies. That's what we do, and we love movies, and we really wanted to see this one. Now, when we saw the trailer, it got a lot of views, by the way.
I know. I don't
thank all of you for
that was bizarre.
Your support.
That was very bizarre.
Yeah, it got a lot of views. Over 200,000 views.
It's our highest rated video.
Yeah.
Our highest viewed video on our channel.
Our trailer reaction for it.
Bizarre.
So thank all of you for watching that video.
Yeah, weird. But so we didn't really know what to make of the trailer. It looked fascinating.
Yeah.
And
we were really interested.
Really interested in what this more serious toned, what Joaquin Phoenix was going to bring to the table. What this one-shot deal was going to bring to the table, and that we were pretty much guaranteed that this was going to be a one and done. Didn't know how DC was going to let that slide, because DC and Warner are very much into franchise,
right.
sequel, money. You know, get that bitch out there, make that money, milk that teat.
Yeah.
And this was not we were not under the impression that this was not going to be anything like that, which in this day and age, that's a miracle. And
then the second trailer came out, and we didn't do a reaction to that.
Very little to say about that.
They only showed a little bit more. That was really it.
Which I was eternally thankful for, as I mentioned in, I think, our Verbal Nectar episode, where we talked about why we didn't do a trailer reaction.
Verbal Nectar podcast.
It is so rare that we get to go into a movie not really knowing what to expect.
Yes.
I consider that a treat.
Yeah.
There was
just the two trailers. There wasn't 5 billion TV spots and 5 billion trailers ruining the fucking movie.
Godzilla King of the Monsters. As much as I enjoyed watching the many trailers for Godzilla King of the Monsters and how much fun it was to see all the fun that they had making those trailers, I went in no surprise. There were no surprises when I went in.
You pretty much saw the same scenes.
Yeah, you knew exactly what you were in for. In this movie, I literally had no idea what I was in for, aside from Joaquin Phoenix playing a guy who was probably going to turn into the Joker at some point in some incarnation. Yeah,
and we were excited a little bit, and mostly interested than excited. You know, even though I was like, take my money.
Yeah, in a fascinated sort of way.
Yeah. But we were smart, and what we did was, going into this film, we were smart, and we did not have ridiculously high expectations, because we didn't want it to be a disappointment. We wanted to be pleasantly surprised, and thankfully, we were pleasantly surprised. What we got from the trailer, or at least what we thought pretty much was going to happen, in terms of not plots being spoiled or revealed or anything like that, but in terms of, when we watched the first trailer and the snippet of the second trailer, it looked like this was going to be, it's an origin story, number one, right? It's an origin story of an iconic character. Number two, Joaquin Phoenix was going to do his thing, do his own take of the Joker, which we were really hoping that he would just, because we don't want to, comparing him to Heath Ledger, you can't.
No.
But we will at least tell you this, though, is that Joaquin, not only does he kill it in this role and in his acting performance, is a freaking powerhouse delivery of an acting performance, not only does he just kill it there, but by the end of the movie, I looked at it, because we're not sure if we're going to go into spoilers yet. We're not sure yet as of right now. So, but by the end, I was like, you know what? I see it. I see it. That's Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. He has made it his own now.
Yeah.
There it is.
For me, for me personally, this is the Joker that this is what I've wanted to see from a new incarnation of the Joker since Heath Ledger's Joker.
Yeah.
We got ripped off with Jared Leto in Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
And I was willing to give Jared Leto all the chances in the world. If Heath Ledger's Joker taught me anything, it's to save your judgment for the performance. And Heath Ledger blew me away, as he blew a lot of people away with his performance. And so when Jared Leto was announced, I was willing to give him a shot.
Yeah.
And whether it was his fault or the movie's fault, it doesn't matter. That wasn't what I wanted.
Right.
And this, I can tell you, this is, I cannot stress to you enough how much I've wanted to see something like this.
Yes. It's time.
And this kind of a film, I hate to say it, to sound kind of like hyperbolic, this kind of a movie in this day and age is kind of a miracle to get a movie like this. Like I said, it's all about franchise potential. It's all about cash cows, cash grabs.
It's all about dumbing down the plot and the dialogue and the story.
Huge explosions, action
tons
set pieces,
of CGI,
crossovers, cameos.
Yeah.
You know,
because the studio it's a business.
It's about making money.
It's a business,
and you don't get movies. You don't get movies like this with this much exposure for a character like this.
Right.
Such a high-profile character like this in comic book lore.
Yeah.
This much love, care, and attention with this. This movie looks fantastic.
Yes, it does.
The cinematography is
really good.
Is gorgeous.
Really good.
The score is gorgeous.
Dude, the soundtrack.
Everything is tight. Nothing is cheap. There's nothing. There's not one cheap. There's nothing cheap about this film, and I can't.
Right.
We see so much Hellboys. We see so much The Predators. We see so much shit anymore because all these last minute panic button quick fix. Test audiences hated it. Let's change the third act because it's nobody wants to see it, and they panic and they change everything at the last minute. I could see in another timeline this movie getting botched up the fucking ass and just destroyed in the editing room. And panic buttons getting hit all over the place and it being completely fucked up in another universe. And the fact that this movie seems so untouched by studio hands.
Oh yeah. And I'm stunned the studios approved this.
Let it happen.
Yeah.
As is.
Wait, you want to make a Joker movie? Sure. Wait, it's going to be rated R?
It's going to be a character study. You're going to have a character.
There's no Batman as Batman in it?
Yeah. And I'm gonna.
There's no action.
And
there's no huge gigantic explosions with Joker shooting a missile.
Yeah.
Blowing up the Batmobile.
I'm gonna apologize for the unorthodox way I'm gonna talk about this movie because I'm not gonna really. I don't want to really talk about spoilers necessarily.
Yeah, we don't have to.
And I don't really want to necessarily go over plot points, but I'm just kind of like we just got out, so I'm just talking about.
Still
feelings
marinating.
At this point.
It's still marinating.
So feelings like first impressions and all that.
Yeah.
Just the way this movie comes across, one of the things that I was really worried about, and I know somebody else, a coworker of mine, he brought this up too. We were afraid that this character was going to be too sympathetic, that the framing of the movie was going to make him, oh, poor Joker, poor guy. He was just this guy who wanted to make the world laugh, and oh, I feel sorry for him, and yeah, of course he was going to turn bad. Oh yeah, he's been picked on his whole life. People are laughing at him. Yeah, you go be a villain. You go be a super villain, Joker. Yeah, you go. We were afraid that what this movie was going to be, and do they toe that line?
Yeah, there's a little bit of that.
But do I ever feel completely sympathetic and want him to be like, do I ever feel like he's justified in what he's doing? Do I feel sympathetic in that I'm rationalizing what he's doing? No. But do I understand where he's coming from but still realize that, no, it's wrong? Yeah. And I love that because you understand it, but you still acknowledge that it's wrong. And
Right.
I feel like it's almost like the Thanos scenario from Infinity War. The Thanos from Infinity War, he's a great villain because you understand where he's coming from. And this Joker, this iteration of Joker, you see it. You see every little thing that leads up to where he eventually winds up by the end of the movie. And again, you sympathize up to a point.
Up to a point,
but
yeah.
you never feel like what he's doing is right. Even when the people are inspired by certain things that he's done, the people start to go crazy and they start to riot in the streets. Is their riot justified? To an extent. The framing device in this movie is fascinating because Thomas Wayne, is this a spoiler alert? Slight? This is kind of an Elseworlds tale,
Okay.
because in every other version on screen, on film that we've ever seen of the Wayne family, Thomas Wayne in particular, especially Bruce Wayne's memory of his father, he was always this super empathetic character. He was this great man who always had these treasure troves of wisdom, and he was just this great teacher, this mentor, this guy that he always looked up to with this fondness, and he was just such this this amazing man. He's an asshole in this movie.
Yeah.
He's kind of a dick.
He's a dick.
He sees these people. He's your stereotypical rich guy in that he's Thomas Wayne. He's a billionaire, and he looks at these people that are kind of living in the slums and who are beneath him, and he lumps them all together, and he considers them clowns. He sees them as lower than him, and he even comes out and says at one point, those of us who have aspired to be more than what we were born into, well, if those of them who can't do what we've done, well, then they're just a bunch of clowns.
Yeah.
That
kind of
it's a little different.
pissed me off a little.
It's a little different. So
someone with power that supposedly wants to change Gotham for the better and become mayor.
Yes.
I don't know if that's the approach.
So again,
you're not going to win fans.
Yeah, so again, you're towing that line.
Or voters.
You're towing that line of seeing the justifications. You've got this constant under-boiling point throughout the city where they keep talking about this garbage strike. The city is piling up with garbage. There's garbage everywhere. These rats are infestating Gotham City.
It's hard to find work.
Everyone is angry. Everyone's yelling at each other. People are attacking each other.
Yeah.
Everyone's just mad and screaming at each other. And to have these upper class people come in and say shit like that, looking down on these lower class people, of course people are going to start to get pissed off. But where does it end up? It ends up in riots in the streets.
Right.
And brutality and violence. So it's that bizarre towing that line of you're sympathetic, but you're not like justifying it.
Right.
There's a lot
of gray in
Yes.
here. These characters have layers, which is great, especially Joker. He has a lot of layers.
Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur. A lot of layers to his character. But yeah, there's a lot of gray in here, which is great, which is what we wanted.
Yeah.
But back to what I was trying to mention earlier, that I feel satisfied of what I just came out of the theater and I've just watched. I feel satisfied, and kind of what I was thinking, from watching the trailer, I got. And this film was a character-driven, character piece, just acting-driven, powerhouse piece performance from our lead, origin story, suspense thriller. This is not an action movie.
No.
So this is a huge warning, you guys. If you are expecting a lot of Joker, remember, this is an origin.
No.
All right? If you're expecting a lot of Joker, like, he finally becomes Joker, and then we see him as Joker a lot through the whole movie, doing all kinds of insane shit, you might be a little disappointed if that's what you're looking for. So I would kind of take that away, remove that, and just go in as how we viewed, going in to view the movie, which was a character piece. I was like, okay, we're watching a stage play now. We're watching a stage play performance. Let's see what Joaquin can do here. Let's see how the story is told. Let's see if the story is interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see if we have interesting characters, and let's see what happens. But if you're expecting Heath Ledger bazooka blowing up the Batmobile,
Right,
by the end of this movie,
Yeah.
you might be disappointed.
Yeah, there's no scene where he's chasing down
there is no action in
with
this
the
movie.
helicopter and the truck flipping over and the Batmobile turning into the Bat.
There's no
bike.
Jack Nicholson
There's
pulling a 8-foot pistol out of his crotch
gun. There's none of that.
to shoot the Batwing down.
No. There's none of that. There's no this town needs an enema.
No.
There's no dancing to Prince. There's none of that.
Trust.
There's
Trust.
There's no.
Who you gonna trust?
Yeah. There's none of that.
So we just have to warn you guys. But see, we weren't expecting that.
No.
Especially from the trailer, we weren't expecting that at all.
Honestly, the trailer, again, what was refreshing about the two trailers was that in retrospect, those trailers did not lie to us at all.
Right.
Like, the trailers presented exactly what you got from the film.
Here's another warning for a lot of you out there, and it's fun. I mean, we do it too. We do it as well. Sometimes, but it's fun to, do you think the movie's about this? Do you think that character's gonna become that character later? Maybe in another movie? Is that Arkham Asylum over there? What's the word I'm looking for?
Speculate.
Speculate, right? It's fun to do. We all do it, right? Take everything that you've speculated with this movie on who these characters are surrounding Thomas Wayne and Joker.
Yeah.
Take it away, okay? I don't mean to sound like this review is kind of becoming a bummer now, but we have to warn you guys that this is not that type of movie, because there's a lot of people going and saying Zazie Beetz is Harley Quinn. But it's fun. It's fun to speculate. We're not saying it's bad.
Yeah.
We do it too sometimes.
Yeah.
But I mean, we just, now that we've just seen the film, just take it away. You're here to watch Joaquin Phoenix and a movie that shows him slowly. What's the word I'm looking for? Descend into madness throughout the movie. And you're just here to just watch it unfold.
Yeah.
And without spoilers, things happen at the end, which some fans of the DC comics may enjoy that. We did. We were like, oh shit, that was cool.
I think.
But this is not an action movie, guys.
No.
Okay.
I have to say, the last 10 minutes of the movie, I was probably grinning like an idiot.
Yeah. Which we won't spoil it for you guys.
The character leading up to that ending has this tick where he laughs a lot, and the whole thing is that you can see it again. It boils down to his acting.
Uncontrollable laughing.
You can tell when he's laughing, he's not really laughing.
Yeah.
You can see the pain in his face. He's laughing, but it's this tick where he laughs and he doesn't mean to.
Yeah.
It's his way of dealing with things. It's like he laughs when he's crying. He laughs when he's angry. He laughs when he's raging inside. And it's a very interesting study on, I don't want to say mental illness because that's too broad of a stroke of things, but just on how you can internalize things and how it might come out the wrong way if you have something going on up there.
Yeah.
And
so the basic plot, without spoiling anything, is that you have Arthur, who kind of wants to be a comedian, but the movie doesn't really focus on that aspect too much. That's not really the whole focus of the movie. It's there.
It's there.
It's there.
It's in and out a lot.
Yeah, it's in and out.
It's there.
Yeah, it's there, but that's not like his main profession, which was his character in The Killing Joke, written by Alan Moore. That was his main profession. He wanted to be a comedian. That was it, and he tried to be a comedian. He's just trying to make ends meet. And then he dressed up as a clown, dancing outside, holding up signs, advertising businesses, and all, whatever clown. It was like a clown agency.
Yeah.
And whatever they needed. go sing and dance for a hospital for kids or whatever, right? So, his mother's probably sick, and it looks like they didn't really say what she had, but she's
older.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see there's something not quite right. She keeps insisting that Thomas Wayne is going to be sending her something.
Yeah, keep checking the mail every day.
And
he's going to take care of us.
If he knew how we were living, yada yada yada.
Right. Yeah. So we wanted. It's hard to not talk about spoilers for this review. It's hard to not go into them. Yeah. So we're going to probably end it right here. But yeah, cinematography looked great. Editing was great. Acting was off the charts.
Score was phenomenal.
Story was interesting. Score was phenomenal. The ending was great. The last 10 minutes was great. I mean, it worked. And you know how we mentioned earlier about how we understand this is a business.
Yeah.
These franchises and these blockbusters, this is a business. We understand that. But sometimes the business aspect is, it's there, but they forget about art.
Yeah,
and that's where art gets lost in the shuffle.
And believe it or not, as much as I love...
And it's nice to see art.
That's what I'm saying. As much as I love the MCU...
Yeah.
I get kind of tired.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. You know what you're getting into when you go to an MCU movie,
right.
Even though you get a surprise here and there.
Right.
But going into this, you don't usually get stuff like this.
Right.
And it's nice that there are people out there willing to go the extra mile for something like this when they don't have to.
Yeah.
This does not have to exist.
It was nice to get something different for a change.
And they,
something fresh.
When you go back and you look at what we got with a movie like Suicide Squad, and you get that Joker, and you get that just dumpster fire of the studio coming in, hitting the panic button and saying, hey, editing company, editing studio that edits trailers, come in here and edit our 2-hour movie for us because we don't trust what the director's done.
Yeah.
And then you get this from the same studio. Mm-hmm. It's phenomenal that we could even hope to get something like this. And I've been saying this for a while. I kind of wish DC would stick to doing these one-offs.
Yeah.
And
fuck the DCEU.
Yeah, look at what happened with Shazam. Shazam was just about its own self-contained film with just a little bit of sprinkles of hints of just mentioning other outside characters. Right. But there was none of that, oh, hey, it's Aquaman, and oh, hey, hi, Superman, how you doing?
Well, he did show up at the end.
But what I'm saying is that for the most part, it was its own self-contained...
You didn't have to watch the other movies to enjoy Shazam.
It was its own self-contained story from beginning to end. And you could literally end it there, and you would never have another movie, and it would be perfectly fine, and I'd be happy with it, because they weren't trying to build a universe. They weren't trying to build up the next movie and cross over and all that. And look at where it got them. The movie's fine. Perfectly fine.
It's fun.
And I wish they would stick to stuff like this.
Yeah.
Where it's just
I want a Flashpoint movie. I want Batman Red Hood, under the Red Hood.
You might run
whatever
the risk,
fuck it's called.
Run the risk of confusing some general audiences, and I don't care.
Oh, they're already going to be confused with this.
I don't care because stuff like this doesn't insult my brain like shit like Hellboy did. Hellboy hurt. Okay?
Watch our review.
Hellboy.
If you want some comedy, watch our review of Hellboy.
Hellboy pissed me off, and it hurt my head because of just how dumb that movie thought we all were. And this movie just goes, oh, hey, audience, let me tell you a story for 2 hours, and I'm going to expect you to follow along, and I'm not going to explain every 5 minutes what I want you to know, and you're going to like it. And you're going to sit there, and you're going to pay attention.
Well, not everyone...
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. May I have 2 more hours, please, sir? I'm kind of sad. I'm kind of sad
that this is a one-off.
I'm kind of sad that I'm not going to get to see this Joaquin Phoenix Joker ever again.
I want to see this Joaquin Phoenix Joker in the next Batman film with Robert Pattinson.
I'm kind of sad.
I want to see it.
I'm kind of sad.
I want to see it.
I don't know. I'm still not. I know I'm supposed to not judge it until I see it. I'm still not sold on that.
What?
Twilight Bat.
Well... Twilight Bat?
Bat glitter, bat sprinkles.
Well, that's another.
That's
a Verbal Nectar podcast discussion.
I'm saving.
Yeah.
I mean, Batfleck. Yeah. I wasn't sold on that, and
hate
me. I love Batfleck.
In BVS. Only
Only in BVS.
BVS
Because
Batfleck.
Justice League doesn't count.
No.
That was not Batman.
But then
that
also,
was Tony Man.
Also, Michael Keaton.
Yeah. Yeah, who'd have
When
thought?
Michael Keaton got announced, people were like, "Fucking Beetlejuice."
Yeah, who
really?
would have thought that? What was it,
Mr. Mom and shit.
Yeah, who would have thought that?
He was like one of the best
Yeah, he
Batmans.
was
Maybe the best Batman is
He was-
debatable. I know it's still marinating right now.
Yeah.
And our ratings may change if after watching this movie a second time.
Yeah.
It's our channel. We can do that. We can change our ratings. But
and we will in the future with some films. We have plans.
we're gonna change our rating with Suicide Squad.
we have plans for certain
Yeah,
films.
we're
We'll
gonna-
be getting a re-rating treatment in the future at one point.
We're gonna make fun of ourselves.
Okay, so
We admit we're not perfect. We make a lot of mistakes.
So,
But go ahead.
That's the thing. Movies are subjective,
Yeah.
and sometimes that's the thing.
Sometimes we like a movie more.
That's the thing about films.
Watching it again.
That's the thing about movies. You can go in, you can watch a movie, and you might come out of it either loving it or being ambivalent about it. I can give you the example of, I'm really embarrassed to say this, Hot Fuzz. The first time I saw
I was the same.
The first time I saw Hot Fuzz in the theater, I was so in love with Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
That I thought, Hot Fuzz, that was really cute.
Yeah.
I liked it.
It was fun.
And then I watched it again. I
We watched it
slapped
again.
myself in the face because I realized how fucking brilliant Hot Fuzz was. And now every time I watch Hot Fuzz, I'm just like, this movie is a fucking masterpiece. And
Yeah.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite comedies. It's up there, like top 10. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, rewatching movies. It's just, sometimes, again, and then you watch a movie, like the first time I saw Van Helsing. I thought this wasn't that bad. Why is everyone dumping on this?
Damn it. Even I liked it.
I tried to watch it a second time. Couldn't fucking do it. It happens.
I felt differently as well.
Sometimes you just watch something and you just like, it's fine.
But as of right now, we're fresh coming out of the theater.
So my initial thought was, I wanted more Joker, and I wanted more chaos. I wanted more crazy. But then I'm like, but that's my fault for wanting more, because this movie was so good at giving me the snippets that it gave me that I wanted more. So
I wanted to keep going.
So that's me. That's like, well, that's my expectation of what I wanted, but what was presented to me.
Mm-hmm.
And
hey,
I'm sorry.
Do it.
I'm sorry.
Do it.
I'm sorry.
Do it.
I'm going 5.
Oh, hey.
I'm sorry.
Watch out.
I'm sorry.
5.
It's
out of 5.
It's too much. It's just too much of what I go to movies for.
Yeah.
Different performance, score, cinematography. It didn't pander. It didn't treat me like a child. It didn't dangle keys in front of my face to keep my attention going. It trusted that I could follow along. It was fascinating to watch. Everybody was just there in the moment, just on board, trying to tell the story. There was just so much respect on the screen. And it's hard to get that now.
My struggle with the rating right now is because I'm really trying hard to think of what was bad about it.
You might need a second viewing.
Yeah.
And, I might...
I mean, I agree with you a little bit in terms of, of course we could have used more Joker, more chaos. Of course. But, again, that would have been my fault for expecting that. But I'm really thinking hard, like, what was a huge... What was some of the negatives? I can't really think. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe watching it again, I can pick some out. But right now, I'm thinking...
just when you think the movie might be getting too preachy for one side, the other side steps in and states its case. So you can't. It's hard. It's hard to say, oh well, it's just there to say, oh well, rich people bad, blah. But then no, the other side comes in and goes, no, but you're doing bad shit. So you can't. It's hard. It's hard to say, well, the movie's too preachy, but it really
Decisions made.
Oh.
Decisions made.
Okay. Oh shit. Oh my god. Wow. Wow.
I can't think of anything that I was just like, that didn't make any sense. That was stupid. You know what? They could have did that better. You know what? That was really dumb. Where it's an art house movie.
I just enjoyed it.
It was just. which could change. This could change.
Yeah.
But, bam, 5 out of 5 stars. So
Wow.
yeah.
But
So
just remember all the points we talked about.
all the warnings.
It's not.
It's not an action movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nothing like what it might not be anything like what you might think it
I
is.
don't even think there was really any Joker one-liners either.
No.
You know, like Heath Ledger, poor choice of words. He drops the chick
Very
out.
poor choice of
Yeah, very poor. You know, I don't even think there's really any.
There's the one.
So tell me about.
There was the. I used to think my life was a tragedy, but it's actually a comedy.
Yeah, it seemed like it was more of a statement.
But yeah, there's really
There was
some
no
people,
punchline.
Some people might pull some shit from it, but you know what? If life has taught me anything, people are gonna look for shit no matter what.
Yes.
And they're gonna find it.
Yes.
And that's their fault.
That's their fault. But we're not here to talk about that. But yeah, if you have seen the Joker, let us know in the comments below what you guys thought of it. Be honest. If you thought it was a garbage piece of shit, we really want to know. We want to read those comments and check them out. And we're very curious what everyone thinks of this film. We're very, very, very curious. So remember those warnings. We'd like to thank all you badasses for fucking watching. You guys rock. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.